congratulations, you got the result in the end, but Stourbridge certainly made you work for it.
Yeah, they did towards the end of the game. I thought first half we were good in the conditions. I thought that was the disappointing thing. We only come in 1-0 up. I thought we probably could have been warranted being 2 or 3 up at that point. And I just said to the boys then, I mean, other than a scramble from a ball put in the box, their first real attempt the goalies had to save was the 93rd minute. And then all of a sudden we have 2 or 3 in the space of 2 minutes, which makes it look like we hung on in the end. But to be honest with you, I thought it was comfortable up until that point. Credit to Stourbridge, they kept going. 1-0 was a dangerous scoreline, and towards the end there they threw people up, and we never managed that last 5 minutes well enough. We were 2v2 at the back, the fullbacks were still trying to get tight to their wingers, and we never kind of used our intelligence and just narrowed off.
I suppose in this competition, when there's no extra time straight to penalties, especially, they literally did throw everything at you in those final 30 seconds.
Yeah, and you have to defend it and you have to keep a clean sheet, and God knows how many clean sheets we've had in the last 20, but it's not by mistake, it's because players desperately defend their goal. They've done it today. Like you say, difficult conditions, pitch you could have done with a bit of rain. Pitch was really bobbly. We struggled to really get it down and have any sort of momentum with the ball, but I felt first half we managed the pitch really well and probably should have made the game a bit more comfortable.
You mentioned your clean sheet record. That's 6 in a row and 2 goals conceded in 12, I think it is. I mean, that's just superb work, but that's not by accident, that's by the organisation, I'm sure, that you put in on the training pitch.
I'd like to claim credit for it, but to be honest with you, we don't overly work on defending stuff. We work on patterns and trying to break teams down and how we try and play and having an identity. We try and work on that, but the boys have, ever since we got beat 5-1 by Dagenham earlier in the season, we had a good chat about mentality towards defending, and the boys have taken it on since then, and they deserve all the credit for it.
And ultimately from today, it will read on paper that Solihull Moors won 1-0 and you're into the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy. That's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And as soon as we came out with the conditions, the wind, the pitch on, I didn't for a minute think it was going to be anything other than a really scrappy, tough cup tie. Like I said, the only disappointing thing at half time was we hadn't sort of got ourselves 2 up, because I thought we warranted it with the chances we had. But second half they kept at it, and once you get to the last 15-20 minutes at 1-0, they brought on a couple of sharp players and they played 2 big uns up top and they kept turning it in there. It's always going to be dangerous, and we didn't manage the last 5 minutes well enough, but I got no complaints to the boys. They've dug in. It's 1-0. Credit to Stourbridge. I thought they were excellent. The fans were excellent. It was a really good atmosphere, and we're one step nearer.
Yeah, first time I actually ever spoke to you was right here in this spot after a pre-season friendly.
Yeah, that was 1-0 as well.
It was. And I mean, what have you made since then? You've obviously worked on a lot of things, and you're making good progress, it seems like to me.
I don't know. We think we're all right. We've got great team spirit. The boys are fit. We work hard during the week. We feel like we've got the ingredients to sort of stay the course. But the next sort of 15-20 games are going to tell us that. There's so many strong teams at the top of our league. Who knows? But my remit with the chairman was to try and make the end of the season exciting, be in and around the playoffs by the end of the season with a chance, and he was desperate to do well in this competition. So far we're on for both, and long may that continue.
And just finally on that note, in terms of your end of season goals, you wouldn't certainly turn down a trip to Wembley in the FA Trophy, but a trip to Wembley in the playoffs would also be nice.
Both? Why not? We can do both. We just got to stay the course. It's relentless, our league. So many strong teams. I went and watched Notts play the other night, and they were very good. Your Stockports, your Wrexhams, your Bournemouths, they're all really, really strong teams. Chesterfield. So we got to hang on in there. You look at the managers that are now down working at this level. Phil Parkinson and Paul Cook, and there's some great up and coming ones as well. So it's this league, is the new sort of League 5 in many ways. It's that strong, and it'll be an interesting end. We just want to be in there with the last 5 or 6 games in with a chance.
You're not a bad manager either, Neal.
Well, no, I'm not going to talk about myself. Thank you.
A quick word about Jovan Malcolm, made his debut. What did you make of that?
Yeah, it's great. I put him in. I knew that it was going to be a tough afternoon with the pitch and the conditions, but he hasn't played loads of football lately. He had 70 minutes for West Brom's 23s on Monday, so I just thought I'd try and get an hour into him, get him into the playing with the team, because we've got some tough games coming up, and all of a sudden he might be in one and not in the other, and I've got to make sure he's up to speed. So delighted that he got an hour. I think he's got a little bit of a feel of how we play different systems, but you need to play him to really get up to speed with it. And he showed some nice glimpses. He played a part in the goal. We played a part in Boyes' chance that hit the bar. So I was delighted with him.
And at the other end, first time I've seen Mark Ellis playing for you. What a rock at the back.
Yeah, Mark's exactly what it says on the tin. He heads it, he kicks it, he does his job. He's a clever lad. Like we say, we've had clean sheets since he's been coming in as well. So, that shows you that it's not just who plays at the back or Booty, who's been magnificent. It's everybody. The midfield, the work rate, the front two. We always say we defend from the front, we play from the back. So I think the whole team have embraced that, and so far the spirit's good, and we've got to keep it going.
And a final word about Booty, because as you said, he didn't have a lot to do, but he had to pull off 2, maybe 3 decent saves.
Yeah, right at the end there, 93rd minute was the first time he really made a save. So to then make 2 or 3 in that short spell is magnificent. So that's what he's there for. I'll be honest with you, he's even better than I thought he was. He's impressed me hugely. I think he's a top keeper, and we're lucky to have him.